and welcome to Feels Like Magic, the podcast where you will get the grounded self-development wisdom you might need to feel amazing about the person you authentically are. I'm Jo, a transformational coach, speaker, and author, and for decades I was so stuck in self-criticism that I never thought I would feel good about being me. Now I inhabit a new reality, one where I care way less about what other people think. I'm willing to show up as the person that I am, and I deepen into self-love and acceptance every single day. Honestly, it feels like magic. Each week, I'll share scientifically proven tools, things I've learned from the world's best coaches, and personal stories I know you'll relate to. Ready? Let's dive in. Hello, beautiful human. You are here, I am guessing, because you're maybe feeling a little overwhelmed or you have experienced overwhelm in the past. And wherever you're at, I just want to send you so much love. This feeling is really real. And sometimes when we're talking about overwhelm isn't actually accurate. Sometimes we're just highly stressed. Because when we're truly overwhelmed, it's like we really can't do anything. It's that kind of state of we almost become paralyzed because our body, our nervous system, our mind just doesn't know what to do. So really what we're talking about here is feeling highly stressed. Maybe you've got loads of things on your to-do list. Maybe you have been working really hard, but things keep getting thrown your way. Maybe you're just all of a sudden navigating something that's come out of the blue. Wherever you're at, my love, I'm just sending you love, and I'm slowing down with you right here, right now, because we can always make a choice to do that. We can always make a choice to go a little slower. And I'll remember, I maybe I've told this story on here before about when I was working in PR many moons ago in a different life. I remember going to a meeting, and I was late going to the meeting. It was a really important meeting for a client that I really wanted to work for. I think it might have been a pitch, actually. And I was late for very legitimate reasons. And I got into the taxi, and the taxi driver said to me, "The world will be there in another second, love." And I was like, it honestly didn't feel like it would be. Like, I was so stressed out and so highly strung that that wasn't my internal experience. My internal experience was on the verge of a panic attack. And I'm so grateful that I have have had an opportunity to grow from there. But sometimes there are little moments and little messengers like that in life where somebody said the right thing to you at the right time. Because I remember thinking, this isn't how I want my life to be. Like, of course, the world is going to be there in another minute. It's not really okay that this is how I feel. So anyway, all of that to say, however you're feeling right now, my darling, it's totally normal and natural. And what I want to just give you is some direction, some guidance, some wisdom, some information, some practical things that you can do. So first of all, take a beautiful, deep breath, no matter what you're doing. Even if you're driving, maybe if you're at the gym, it's not as appropriate, but if you're driving or if you're walking, wherever, just see if you can take a beautiful deep breath. Big inhale. Slow exhale. Good. Maybe just another one just like that. Big inhale. Slow exhale. Yeah. Good. So here is what I know about overwhelm. It will continue as a feeling for as long as we allow it to. And what I mean by that is, as long as we keep telling the story that we're overwhelmed, we're stressed, we have no time, that will be our actual experience of life, right? It really will, until we make a different choice. And one thing that I want you to come back to, that I come back to every single time, is this. Nothing is more important than you. Nothing. Nothing is more important than your health. Nothing is more important than your ability to feel calm and safe. Nothing. Not a deadline at work, not something your partner's asked you to do. Nothing. Nothing is more important in this moment than you coming back to peace. That's where we begin. Okay? So everything else, we're going to put a pin in it. So I want you to imagine that your big to-do list or whatever it is, like we're literally putting a pin in it, like you've got a pin board in front of you. And then I want you to just step away from it energetically. So put a pin in it and step away. Come back to yourself, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Breathe in and just be here. This is the key when we are overwhelmed. We have to step away and choose ourselves. Choose to come back to the body. Choose to come back to the breath. Choose to let a minute of life pass and realize we haven't died. And then, hey, maybe we need another minute. And then maybe we need 5 or maybe we need 10, whatever it is. This is what I want you to remember. Your brain is going to tell you that you don't have the time for this. But this is the thing that is going to bring your nervous system back to safety. So if you are in a heightened, activated state in the nervous system, you've gone into survival brain. That's where you can't really think clearly, where we can get angry, we can get aggressive, we can get fearful, we can get highly anxious very fast. So what we want to do is we want to bring the nervous system back to safety, because the next state of it is withdrawal. So we're either in the fight or flight, or we're just in withdrawing from life. So before that goes too far, or even if it has gone too far, we can come back to safety in the nervous system by breathing, by choosing ourselves, hand on heart, hand on belly. I am here. I am here. Okay? I get to have a minute. I get to have 10 minutes. Nothing is more important than me. Nothing. I will be a stand for that. I will carry that. If that's a very hard thing for you to believe, then I'm over here just holding that for you. Okay? Nothing is more important than you. And you can take a step back and breathe and bring yourself back to safety in the nervous system, safety in the body. Okay? Another really beautiful way to do this that I love is where you tighten up every single muscle in your body and then you let go with a big exhale. It's called squeeze and release, just tightening everything up and then letting go with a big exhale. So potent, so powerful. So potent and so powerful. Okay, so I really want you to take that in, let that land in your body, let it land in your space, let it land in your heart, my darling. This is some big stuff, really big stuff. Okay, bring yourself back to safety. Choose yourself. Okay, so that's the first thing. You're feeling overwhelmed. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I want you to remember that you have felt overwhelmed thousands of times before. You really, really have. And do you know what happened every single one of those times? You got through it. I know you did. I absolutely know you did. So remind yourself of that. Hey, we've been here before. This may feel new, but it's actually not. And we can find a way. We can figure it out. The world isn't going to end. So that's the second thing. Just remind yourself, you know what? I've done this before. Instantly, you might feel a relief come into your body. Journaling is also great. Second thing, I want you to remind yourself that you have done 1,000 things before that were overwhelming. You made it through them all. You made it through them all. Right? Remind yourself of the worst times. Like, I remember one of the times that I got the most overwhelmed is I was on a boat and I was coming back from a Greek island, and all of a sudden I realized that my flight home was in 4 hours, not in 14 hours, because it was at like 1 a.m. instead of but I thought it was like 1 p.m. the next day or something like that. Anyway, I still made it to the airport. And even if I hadn't, I would have worked it out. So it's really important for us to like look back. Our brains love evidence and they like to see where we've been resourceful before so that we can pull upon that when we're feeling overwhelmed. So I want you to remind yourself of how capable you are, how resourceful you are, how much you can definitely do this, okay? Then, my darling, step 3. Look at what you have to do and work out what is essential. Work out what you're choosing to do today and put some things to tomorrow if you can. Ask for help if you can. Delegate if you can. Like, really have a look at, take a step back just for a moment and think about what is essential. What is essential? And there's going to be a part of you that's going to fight for it all to be essential, but I really challenge you to slow down with it and to give it some time and to give it some space. Okay? So today, just today in life, I felt very overwhelmed. I've got a lot to do and I had lots of things coming at me. And yet I remembered all of this stuff. And then at the end of the day, I'm sitting here and I'm recording a podcast for you, which wasn't even on my to-do list. But I wanted to do it because I was like, I'll talk about overwhelm, you know? So I want you to really, really slow down and to think about what is essential. I'm going to just do the essentials. If you're an overachiever or a perfectionist, this is going to be hard. But remember, point number 1, nothing is more important to you than you. Nothing is more important than you. So you're bringing yourself back to safety, my darling. You're coming back here into the space of stillness and peace in your nervous system, and then you're doing the essentials only. Your life and your experience of life is way more important than whatever is on that list. Yes, there's reality. Like, there's reality of life and how we live. But I really want you to think into that and to feel into that. Your life is so much more important than anything on that list, my darling. It really, truly is. So take really good care of yourself and just remember that this is a natural human state of being and emotion. Don't make up a story about how you're not coping or you should have done things better or you could have had better time management. Like, don't go to any of those critical places. Stay in. I feel overwhelmed right now. How can I support myself? Okay, I'm going to do these 3 things that Joe told me to do. And then see how you feel. I would love to know. You may not feel like this today, but come back to this episode, bookmark it for when you're feeling overwhelmed and come back and use it. And really give yourself the grace of stopping and going through this process. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time, bye. Thank you so much for being here and being you. If you're ready to dive deeper on your self-development journey, visit joannebell.org, where you can sign up to get even more magic, access incredible bonuses, and find out more about working with me.